kicking off the week on Tesla Shorts Time, episode 554 for July 27th, 2026. I'm Patrick, coming to you from Vancouver. A new week and plenty happening with Tesla. Macau's separate legal framework lets Tesla deliver Grok to owners there, while mainland China waits on licensing. Tesla posted record vehicle deliveries in the latest quarter, while automotive gross margins narrowed. Pricing adjustments and higher operating expenses drove the compression even as unit volume rose. The company continues to direct substantial capital toward autonomy, robotics, and energy storage programs. Those initiatives have not yet generated revenue sufficient to offset the margin pressure. Investors are watching whether the delivery momentum can stabilize cash flow in coming quarters. From the volume versus profit tension, regulatory quirks are already shaping how quickly new software features reach customers. Tesla owners in Macau are already receiving the 2026.26 summer update that includes Grok integration. The rollout works because Macau operates under a separate legal and internet framework from mainland China under one country, two systems. This arrangement lets XAI bypass the special government licensing required elsewhere in the country. The update arrives through the normal over-the-air channel and requires no additional hardware on supported vehicles. The same codebase remains unavailable on the mainland pending formal approvals. While software features navigate regional rules, Tesla is also quietly expanding its AI capabilities through acquisitions. Tesla completed an undisclosed AI-related acquisition without releasing further information. The move adds to the company's growing set of AI capabilities across vehicle and robotics programs. No purchase price, target company name, or integration timeline has been disclosed in regulatory filings or public statements. The transaction follows a pattern of smaller tuck-in deals aimed at strengthening internal machine learning infrastructure. Any material contribution is expected to appear in future updates to Cortex or Dojo workloads. As Tesla builds its AI stack, questions about near-term returns are surfacing around its humanoid robot. Investors questioned whether Optimus can generate meaningful revenue soon. Elon Musk dismissed competing humanoid demos as staged during the exchange. Musk emphasized that Tesla's internal testing focuses on useful tasks rather than choreographed displays. This follows yesterday's discussion on Optimus production targets and keeps attention on when visible factory output will begin. The debate centers on whether early units will first serve Tesla's own factories or external buyers. Shares of Hong Kong robotics companies climbed on expectations that Optimus will reach mass production before the end of the year. Component suppliers tied to actuators, sensors, and battery packs saw the largest gains. The optimism stems from Tesla's repeated statements that low-volume builds will begin in late 2026, ahead of higher rate output in 2027. While Optimus timelines draw scrutiny, the Semi program is also facing a clear regulatory delay. Elon Musk stated that unsupervised self-driving capability for the Tesla Semi remains about a year away. Production of the supervised version continues at Giga Texas, with early fleet customers still evaluating range and payload economics on real routes. Musk's comment came during a public appearance and aligns with the company's broader caution on regulatory approval for unsupervised operation. Fleets are therefore planning diesel replacement decisions around 2027 or later. While autonomy timelines affect more than just trucks, the latest customer software update is already rolling out new driving features. The 2026 summer update adds new traction control modes aimed at improving handling across different conditions. It reaches Model 3 and Model Y first, the vehicles that previously lacked dedicated drive modes for varied surfaces. The feature set includes selectable settings for snow, sand, and off-road use that adjust motor torque and stability systems in real time. Owners can access the modes through the existing drive mode menu on the center screen. Rollout began with vehicles already on the 2026.26 software branch and will continue over the next several weeks. On-road software keeps improving, and owners are already reporting strong low-speed performance in the latest FSD release. An owner reported that FSD version 14.3.6 navigated a busy Sheetz lot, handled cars at gas pumps, and completed both outbound and home parking without issues. Multiple stops during the same drive showed consistent low-speed maneuvering around moving vehicles and tight spaces. The same owner noted the system found spots in a packed Target lot and repeated the result at another shopping center the same morning. The software identified open spaces, executed precise reverse maneuvers, and avoided pedestrians without driver input. A follow-up post confirmed 0 parking problems encountered across multiple stops with varying lot layouts. The consistency suggests incremental gains in low-speed navigation logic. Independent tests recorded the Rivian R2 using 18 to 26% more electricity per mile than the Model Y under comparable conditions. The Rivian R2 carries the same official EPA efficiency rating as the Tesla Model Y, yet real-world testing showed the R2 consuming more energy. The discrepancy highlights differences between lab ratings and on-road performance for the two vehicles. The gap appears most pronounced on highways and during cold weather drives. Rivian has not yet commented on the test methodology or potential software updates to close the difference. Elon Musk appeared on the Nelk Boys Full Send podcast for a wide-ranging discussion. The appearance provided another public forum for Tesla-related topics outside traditional earnings calls. Listeners heard Musk address timelines for autonomy, robotics, and energy storage in a conversational format. The episode reached a younger audience segment that may not follow quarterly financial updates. No new product announcements were made during the conversation. Revenue trends for Ford and Tesla show Tesla closing the gap with the larger automaker in 2026. The comparison places Tesla's top-line growth against an established competitor's longer operating history. Tesla's automotive and energy revenue combined now represent a meaningful fraction of Ford's total, despite fewer legacy product lines. The analysis notes that Tesla's services and regulatory credit streams contribute a larger share of profit than equivalent segments at Ford. Both companies face margin pressure from EV transition costs. Yet Tesla's growth rate remains higher on a percentage basis. Services revenue rose 50%, yet the analysis concludes the stock valuation remains elevated relative to that growth. The piece weighs the services contribution against overall share pricing. Growth in the segment stems from increased supercharger utilization, insurance uptake, and connectivity subscriptions. Even with the jump, the valuation multiple applied to the services line exceeds those of comparable software or aftermarket businesses. The report suggests investors are still pricing in substantial future contributions from autonomy and robotics that have not yet materialized. While vehicle software advances, energy products are running into real-world configuration hurdles. A UK customer preparing to install a Powerwall 3 had one battery unit disabled by Tesla, which then initiated a recall replacement. Tesla remotely limited the unit's operation after detecting an anomaly during pre-installation checks. The owner was notified through the Tesla app and scheduled for a swap at no cost. A California homeowner installed a Powerwall specifically to avoid peak rate charges under NEM 3.0 rules, only to observe the unit drawing power from the grid. Telemetry showed grid imports during periods when solar production should have covered household load. Tesla support is investigating whether firmware settings or inverter logic require adjustment for NEM 3.0 compliance. Energy-product friction highlights the same regulatory fragmentation that affects software rollouts. Regional regulatory differences can accelerate or block software feature rollouts, even when the underlying hardware and code are identical. Tesla's Grok integration reached Macau owners first because the territory's separate legal and internet rules bypassed the licensing process required on the mainland. That single distinction turns a uniform product into a staggered release schedule across one country. The same pattern appears in energy products where local rate structures and interconnection rules shape real-world performance. Configuration files and firmware branches therefore multiply, raising the cost of testing and customer service staffing. For Tesla, the result is a fragmented deployment map where features and hardware reach customers at different speeds depending on local rules rather than engineering readiness alone. That fragmentation raises the cost of support, testing, and customer communication while slowing the revenue recognition tied to each new capability. Tesla achieved record deliveries while profitability fell. The gap shows that higher volume alone has not offset rising costs or pricing pressure. The company continues to invest heavily in AI, robotics, and autonomy programs that have yet to generate offsetting revenue. Margin compression appears across both automotive and energy segments, leaving less cash for the very initiatives driving the spending. Management has signaled that near-term results will remain volatile until new product lines reach meaningful scale. Before we go, keep an eye on whether the next FSD update extends the low-speed consistency seen in parking lots to more highway scenarios. That's your Tesla news for today. TSLA closed at $313.03, up $1.65, 0.5%. If you found this useful, a rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify really helps new listeners find the show. You can also find us on X at Tesla Shorts Time. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow. And before you go, this show is part of the NARA Network, a family of daily podcasts on tech, science, and markets, each one a short, sharp briefing you can finish on the commute. If today earned its place in your feed, here's your next listen. SpaceX Daily, the daily companion for following SpaceX as a public company, from Starship to the stock ticker. Find every show free at naranetwork.com. Following the long arcs, story trackers on naranetwork.com follow major programs across episodes: Tesla, SpaceX, AI, space science, and more. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.